Gandotra. Mr. Vikram Gandotra is an accomplished professional with extensive knowledge of the power transmission and distribution sector, particularly digitalization applications for power utilities. He is member of IEEMA National Executive Council, chair of World Utility Summit, and past chair of Smart Grid Division. His present position is head Utility Sales and Strategy at Siemens Ltd. Mr. Vikram will discuss enabling the energy transition in India. So delegates, let's welcome Mr. Vikram Gandotra.
As Harsha introduced me, I have been involved with EPR for a large number of years and in various capacities, and also been with Siemens. I have spent about 35 years now in Siemens in various business areas and different capacities. And currently I am responsible for utility sales and strategy. So first, what is EPR? So we are enabling the energy transition in India. We are a young organization, only 75 years young, and we are founded in 1948 along with the independent nation. Our members encompass the entire value chain of electricity in India. And as you can see in this map, these blue dots are where our members are situated. They are in every state of India, and we cover nearly 1,000 members we are representing. And we act as a platform for interaction between the industry, the buyer, the policymakers, and of course, as I said, we cover the entire value chain, not just the equipment, but even raw materials which go into the equipment like copper, etc. They are also represented in EPR. For those who do not know more about EPR, just something that we are the voice of industry. We are involved in product standardization, in price variation clause that probably everybody who has worked with utilities will know about. We are doing conferences, exhibitions, training skill development program, etc. Some of the photographs of last EPR event will touch that. Then this is how we are organized. We are about 21 different committees or divisions, and we represent the value for each and every thing that goes into the electrical value chain. So coming to the Indian scenario, how we are looking at the energy chain. So on the left side, you can see, maybe look for a pointer. So what we see here are the various sources of energy, and it is not just electricity, but everything which is being used to generate the use for consumption. And on the right side, we have the consumption. So as you can see, electricity is likely to be about 654. This is a million tons of oil equivalent. This is the measure for the energy which is there in every country. And our this is expected to grow to 1,954. So currently, as you see, our energy requirement is 929 million ton of oil equivalent. Is likely to increase to 1,900. And what is interesting is that the electricity, now whenever we talk about a green economy, the greenness comes from electricity which is being used for the various consumption, whether it is industry, transport, building, or any other use of an energy, which could be even cooking or something else. So the more of electricity, the greener that sector will become. And currently we see that about 42% of the electricity is a contribution of electricity, and this is likely to go up by 2047 to about 63 to 65%. What does that mean? That means the consumption in billion units is likely to go up from 1,200 billion units to 14,500 billion, which results from per capita consumption increase to about 10,000 from a 1,200, which is much below the world average. So we are very sure that this will go up in this direction up to 2047, because we are much below the global average. So we see that potential for India will be in topics like the green hydrogen and the storage value chain. So our vision is to have a clean energy transformation partner, achieving 10,000 units per capita is a very impressive number, but it is a very difficult task because it means that the entire electrical network, which is already strained in many areas, needs to be augmented and a lot of new investments will be required. We want to push India to be a global technology leader in storage and green hydrogen, and of course, make in India self-reliant and global manufacturing hub. So, industry currently we are about 50 billion. We would like that to be about 65 billion till 2030. Just incidentally, out of the 50 billion, we are exporting from India about 10 billion for electrical goods. Yeah. How do we do it? We will strengthen our core. That means we will, whatever are the main areas, that will be strengthened. Plus, we will go in for newer areas with technology innovation and R&D. So, in the core areas, there will be enhanced penetration of electricity. In the allied sectors like transport, we are all witnessing is moving. Building also gradually is already electrical. More and more electrical will be there wherever there is non-electrical use of energy, and industry also is shifting from gases to electricity or maybe green hydrogen. And the other side, technology innovation, we are supporting with the right skilling, talent upgradation, retention and promotion programs. This is a very major challenge currently for all the electrical industry. The new good talents are attracted to the other more so-called glamorous worlds. And if we look at the emerging themes with drivers, we talked about clean energy, green corridors for the green energy to be brought to the consumption centers, digitalization and reliability of the distribution network, electrification of transportation, urbanization on smart factories, buildings, and green hydrogen ecosystem. So buildings currently are about the consumption is about 30%, which is a very huge number, and it can be increased if there are more and more electrical. The world becomes more and more electrical. Like for example, as I mentioned about the cooking, etc. And some how we are bringing some other topics into this picture are we are going into mission mode engagement with the global top 100 funds to invest in India, make in India 2.0. We are promoting that the government of India should take up targeted PLI schemes for the electrical industry. They are promoting investments in R&D and also helping the ecosystem startup ecosystem, and we are promoting state-of-the-art testing facilities. We are whenever there is a talk of FTAs, we are supporting the government that they should be reciprocal, and also guiding the government on how to improve the business environment with ease of doing business. So this is something about which you would have read somewhere, but if I want to give you a capsule, in every segment there is a huge outlay which is there, whether it is transport, T&D, whether it's mobility or smart infra. So there is a very corresponding increase in the investment in the electrical infrastructure. And here we can see that there are various initiatives which are being announced by the government of India, like the India Green Hydrogen Mission. The government is promoting now one solar city per province, 250 million prepaid smart meters. This is unheard of anywhere in the world, such a large deployment of smart meters which is happening, and it is a huge business opportunity for all of us and can transform the entire electrical industry and also the energy chain, because it opens up a lot of new opportunities. I will touch that in the coming slides. Then battery manufacturing is growing. We are seeing huge investments in the power sector which are happening, and of course national infrastructure pipeline. We are all aware about the PV cell, module and semiconductors schemes, PLI. So that was something about Indian scenario. Now let me talk to you, let me show you something about where these opportunities are going to come and why they are coming. So there is this word called grid edge. Grid edge is the new area. Earlier side, we used to have a supply side. We had smart grids, and the demand side we had the consumption, like building and industry. There were two different worlds. There was a very strong boundary between them. Then gradually this boundary has started dissolving, and there is what is called grid edge. And this is where there are a lot of new applications which are coming. We are seeing new software solutions, equipment, products. Distributed energy is also coming here. Building performance and sustainability, demand flexibility management is coming here. Microgrids. So these are all things which are now, you will see this interplay in this area where the conventional grid and the consumption, they were meeting. So this area, this landscape that has broadened, and there are so many new possibilities which are opening up. So what that means for power industry people are that, there are these applications which are going to be there, like distributed generation management, then building performance and sustainability will be a topic. Electric vehicle charging, we are already seeing e-car operation center, and microgrid control, storage, virtual power plant. So these are all things which are now coming into the scenario, and these need more applications, more solutions like cyber security. Creative financing is now needed, and storage, of course, community level as well as large grid level is required. So this picture is very interesting for me, because on the left side is on this axis, it is the time from 2000, 2020, 2025. Before 2000, we had bulk power generating plants, which have, also we are increasing with HVDC. Now we are coming at a stage where there are a lot of smart meters, storage, digital twins, all these things which are happening. And beyond 25, we think that there will be AI type of application which will come and be part of our networks. On the right side is the consumption, like building was earlier only HVAC control, then building management system, energy efficiency, automated asset management, digital twin, etc. All these are happening on the consumption side. And in the year, say 25 onwards, we expect that smart buildings will be coming up with artificial intelligence. Now what it means is that all these applications are going to generate huge amount of data. So this data is going to be pushed up. The data is coming up, and a lot of data is getting generated besides the normal flow of electricity. This will mean that we need more tools, and another way to look at it is that as our generating capacity that is increasing, so this lower picture is of the renewables share, which is currently very low, but this is of the new DERs, distributed energy resources, and this is keep on increasing till the future. And what it shows is that how do we manage to take care of this large increase of renewables. So that will be possible only when we are going in for a larger capacity through softwares. That means there will be tools which will help us manage the flow of renewable power. Of course, there will be a conventional investment which will also keep on increasing. However, the growth in future will be, a lot of it will be in the topics like AI, topics like cloud, topics like the machine learning, and all these are software-based topics which will help us to take care of this variability in the power supply. So some of the priorities that will be seen are resiliency. That means we need more and more reliable power, not just in terms of the electrical conductors, transformers, etc., but even we will talk about cyber security, about dynamic loading of the lines, etc. Then we have need for increasing the efficiency of the network. This will see a lot of focus. If you see the government focus also, they are also coming in talking about ESCOs. For the first time, they have started talking about this. So this will see a lot of growth. Then renewable integration. So this, most of the renewable energy that is generated is never brought into the grid because it is more of a headache for the grid managers. So how to make use of each one of the, each unit that is generated, that is going to be very interesting. For that, a lot of modeling is required, a lot of studies, analysis is required how to make use of this. Then management and coordination of distributed generation. So again, in India, we have seen very, very large scale grid connected renewable power supply. We are going to see in the coming years, decades, a lot of growth in the distributed level generation, because that is one area which we have not yet seen, and that will be what will happen in the future. And to manage and coordinate that will be really a very big challenge, for which solutions will also be needed. And lastly, the consumer today is not what they were maybe a decade ago. They require the same level of customer service what they expect from, say, a mobile operator. Yeah, so again, this will mean that the information has to be available to the grid managers to share it with the customers, to have a regular interchange and engagement with the customers. For that also, there will be a lot of application software which will be built up and in use. So that was the end of my main presentation, just to share with you EPR. If you know about EPR, very good. If you don't know, EPR is the largest fair of electrical equipment and the whole industry in the world today in terms of footfall and number of exhibitors. So the next version is in February 23. It was to have happened in 22, but due to the circumstances, we had to postpone it. And please come and attend it. And also for all people who are involved with the utilities, whether as a utility or as a part of the ecosystem, this is again event which will be there. Please make sure that you are there. This is an international event with a lot of international speakers who will be there. At the right side, as you can see, these are the 6 tracks the committee has shortlisted, and there will be experts, knowledge papers released, and I'll invite all of you to be part of this. Thank you.